Well, good day, viewers. Today we have a 2016 Audi Q5. I believe it's an S line. And it's here for a coolant leak. It's been losing coolant. I dropped this cover and there's liquid here. You can see the drop of liquid hanging on there. So I'm going to take some engine covers off here and see if we can source the leak. Low coolant message is on the dash. It says to fill the cooling system. Yeah, let's take some plastic covers off. So I got the belly pan off, and with a black light and enhancing glasses, I can see traces of coolant running down the driver's side middle of the engine. I'm not sure what's up in that area there, but you can see, I don't know if it's coming on camera here, but you can see the residue. It's not on the passenger side. That side looks dry. So I'm going to try pressurizing the cooling system and see if we can see where it's coming from. So the upper radiator hose goes to a couple of couplings down there, and then there's this coolant pipe here. I think that's for the turbo. That might be leaking. But I don't have an adapter for this rad cap. I might have to borrow one. It looks like there's coolant in this bolt head for the AC line here, but that could be spilled coolant from when the person was filling the cooling system. As I see, there's coolant around the outside here. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to pressurize this. Maybe I can put a T in this hose. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. So I took that coolant line that feeds the turbo, at least I'm pretty sure that is. I took that off and I teed in a hose and I filled the cooling system and I pressurized it to about 16 psi, and I don't see any leaks. It could be that it leaks only when it's hot. The engine is cool now. Now I know there's an oil cooler back there. I'm going to raise it up and see if there's any signs of anything leaking from underneath. So after doing some research on this thing, I found out that the water pump lives underneath there, underneath the intake manifold. And it's made of plastic originally, and it's very common to fail. Either the seal's leaking, which would make sense because it would be temperature related. It's a belt-driven water pump. There's a little tiny belt apparently that drives the water pump. I'm not sure I'm going to tackle this job. I've never done one before, and the flat rate is like 5.5 hours. This is my coolant line leaking here, my pressure hose. I did check the rad cap. It's 20 to 22 psi that it pops off at, and it seems to be okay. So I'm going to discuss the repairs with the customer. So there's a picture of what the water pump looks like, but the original water pump is plastic. There's an aftermarket source for an aluminum one, and I'm just exploring that. It comes with bolts and O-rings, this kit, this plastic tube. Got to make sure this is right for the application. Even coolant. I wonder if we need any other O-rings while we're in there, like the coolant lines or the radiator hose O-rings. Well, I'll do more research. So I'm looking it up in the local sources here, and it retails for $940, and that's one with a plastic housing. Includes the thermostats though, it appears. Engine water pump housing. $567 from Dorman. Wow, that's crazy. Genuine German engineering. Auxiliary water pump. World parts, $548. Wow. This one comes with thermostat housing. Yeah, the thermostat housing is on the water pump. So it would be proactive to change that while you're in there. Now Is that plastic? It looks plastic to me. Looks like it's got a temp sensor in there as well. Sure looks plastic. You can buy the water pump without the housing, but it's not recommended to do it that way. Well, let's get some parts ordered. Now it does say this is an improved aluminum housing, resists cracking and warping. Upgraded gaskets. I think we'll probably go with this kit. Wow. Audi is so proud of this water pump, they built the car around it. Belt driven water pump under the intake manifold behind the alternator. Take the overflow bottle out, the air induction hoses, wiring harnesses, throttle body assembly, brace on the intake manifold, disconnect the battery, disconnect the alternator wiring harness. Yeah, gotta get this plastic pipe out of here. That's gonna be fun, because that goes to the back of the cylinder head. Well, there's the water pump out. And the thermostat housing's on the bottom of the water pump. There it is there. That's the thermostat housing. The Dorman kit that I got is this is plastic on the original, and you can see where it was leaking in here. I guess that's a weep hole. Wow. 5 bolts hold it on. There's a little connector tube that goes to the cooler. Wow. We'll clean up the gasket surface and reinstall the new pump. Here's the new pump over here. I've got a kit from Dorman. Comes with the pump assembly, cast aluminum, thermostat housing, the thermostat, O-ring seals, gaskets. You have to look at this stuff here and see what we got. So there's the block surface prepped. You got to transfer the temp sensor into the new housing. Comes with the kit comes with a new O-ring. Put the thermostat in the housing, make sure that pin is in there, and the jiggle pin is up, facing up. Yeah, that comes with a new retainer and a new O-ring for the temp sensor, a new connector tube here, new thermostat housing, cast aluminum. This housing is aluminum, new seal. So now we're going to try and sneak it in there. Not pleasant. So there's the pump installed. I'll put a link in my description to a very good video on how to do this step by step, much more detail than I have. 15/16 socket on the crank, or 24 millimeter, and turn the engine clockwise while you work the belt back on the pulley. And that's basically it. The rest is a reverse of the disassembly procedure. Yeah. Well, there it is, all back together again. Just got to fill the cooling system and run it. Got to do a service on it and put the belly pan underneath. I'm going to wash off the engine and blow it dry as well. Get the residue off the side of the block, out of the motor mounts. That was fun. Talk about engineering. So we'll call this one a wrap. Thanks for watching.